Welcome back. My name is Patrick Nolan. I'm an attorney licensed in the state of Missouri. This is Pat Talks Law, Windshield Time. In case you can't talk from my voice, I am getting over a horrible cold. Thanksgiving holidays, right? 4-day weekend, what happens? I'm down with a cold. Head cold, man. My head was in a fog. I was coughing, all snotted up to hell. It was miserable. So, feeling a little bit better, but now I get to drive an hour and a half to go to court. Another day in the life, man. Living a dream. So what I want to talk to you about today is medical marijuana. In just over an hour, or just under an hour, excuse me, there will be from when I'm shooting it, not from when we're putting it up live, there will be a protest in Gallitin, Missouri, protesting the arrest and charging of Jamie Wilson. Jamie was arrested. He had 8 ounces of marijuana in his possession. He is a licensed card holder, so he has a patient identification card. And therefore, it is legal for him to possess 8 ounces of medical marijuana. However, the trooper that made the arrest, the prosecutor that has filed the charges, are reading into the law, into the Constitution, and are saying that there are no legal dispensaries open, so it's not legal for you to possess it. That argument, of course, has been refuted by Lindell Fraker, the head of the DHSS. Every attorney worth a shit, the Missouri State Constitution, and that well-known partisan group, the Missouri Police Chiefs Association. The bottom line here is, and don't take that as a slight against the Police Chiefs Association, it's not, but they are not accustomed to issuing statements saying that this is what the law is when it isn't. Okay? You know, they put out a statement that says, this is the law, you're allowed to possess up to 8 ounces. And about that same time, Jamie Wilson got arrested. Now, yes, he had some tickets. And he might have procured his marijuana from a sketchy source. I don't know. But the law has nothing to do about where you procure it. That is something that I expect will change when the system is up and running and DHS is addressing changes to the rules. However, at this moment, that's not a part of the Constitution. The Constitution says you have a right to possess up to a 60-day amount and a monthly purchase limit of 4 ounces. That's 8 ounces. Mr. Wilson is in custody inappropriately. It is wrong. They got him out on bond. And then because he's a medical marijuana patient, they put him back in jail, violating his bond because he was using marijuana, which is his right. So we're going to have the first test case of our constitutional right to possess and use medical marijuana. It is a very, very important case. Next up, we have some issues we have to address, and I'm going to do a couple of videos on this. There are problems with our medical marijuana constitutional amendment. Making necessary corrections can only be done via constitutional amendment. So the legislator has been effectively deballed, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's not necessarily a good thing either. But making the necessary change is going to be that much harder. And I will do a video probably Saturday on the issues, the current issues in place with the constitutional amendment. But we're going to briefly touch on them. I'll go in depth on it on Saturday. First, there is a very distinct problem with the no out-of-state licensing, out-of-state ownership. Okay? The requirement that any marijuana facility has to be 51% in-state owned is just simply not constitutional. It violates the Dormant Commerce Clause. There was a case just this past year out of Tennessee where that was again very pointedly made. It's a problem. It is going to be overturned when it is taken to court. However, what very well might happen is any one of these licensees or attempted licensees from out of state has an absolute right to file a case if they've been kicked for that reason. Then they have a right to seek an injunction barring the issuance of any licenses. Since we have a competitive bid process, the bidding has to be reopened after the offending clause has been taken out, which means there could well be a block to the implementation of medical marijuana in Missouri. Something to be concerned about. So, that's a potential issue, not a current one. I don't know of anybody who has filed or is planning to file. That case. So, that's one of the issues facing medical marijuana in Missouri. And that's one that can shut the whole process down. Another issue, and correlated with that, is that would be an easy fix for the legislature. But the legislature didn't pass the constitutional amendment. The people did, because the legislature refused to take action. So when we take that into account and we look at where we are right at this moment, we have to accept that legalization is going to come either from legislative action or ballot constitutional amendment action. I've been told, and I haven't verified this with the entities yet, but I'm told that the entities behind our current medical marijuana amendment are prepping an amendment, a ballot action to get on the ballot for full legalization using the same model. That I think would be very, very bad. If we're going to decriminalize or legalize marijuana in the state of Missouri, we should do it legislatively, preferred. Now, if the legislature doesn't want to act, then we got to do it through ballot action. But we should do it legislatively first so that things can be fixed easily if they need to be fixed. And second, it doesn't need to have all the rigmarole that's surrounding the medical marijuana, setting it up so that only the big boys can play. And there is a certain amount to that. What we need to do when we approach legalization legislatively is marijuana needs to be handled like tobacco. That's it. We don't need to be treating it like a controlled substance. Medical does have to be, I understand that, because we are still federally controlled. However, when we go for full legalization, marijuana is no different than any other thing growing in your backyard. Okay, you should have an absolute right to grow it for yourself. You can purchase it. There are going to be a lot of people who are like me that could not grow corn in Missouri. Okay? If you're any kind of farmer or ag person, you know how ridiculous that statement is. Hell, I don't think I could grow rocks if I needed to. Damn cold. So, what we've got is the opportunity to institute some real common sense regulation to it. Okay? But if Missouri wants to make money on the legalization of marijuana, it has to act before the feds. Once marijuana is decriminalized federally, Missouri loses its power and its authority. The people who act in Missouri will have nothing. The state of Missouri. So that's got to be done, and it's got to be done quickly. The legislature needs to move on full legalization. They can hit marijuana with a 2, 3, 4% sales tax and reap the benefits. Or they can wait. We can pass a ballot measure, and that'll be the end of the legislature's control. So that's it. I mean, it's to steal a phrase from an attorney locally that really surprised me. It's coming down to nut cutting time. Legislature's got to make a decision. That decision is not a difficult one. The decision the Missouri State Legislature has to make is, do we want to have any control over how this moves forward, or do we not? An example of absolute uselessness, there's been a bill filed where the legislature is attempting to insist that some of the marijuana sales tax, medical marijuana sales tax revenue be used to support University of Missouri School of Law Veterans Clinic. Now I'm going to tell you, I support the University School of Law Veterans Clinic myself personally. I was at MU Law School when it was founded. So, and I, as a veteran, I think they do great work. The director, Angela Drake, is, very dedicated and driven. And every year they get more and more alumni that are supporting this. It is a phenomenal clinic that is doing a lot of good work for a very important sector of our population. However, the Missouri legislature does not have control over where any of that money goes. And they're learning that. If the Missouri legislature would like control, they have to be the ones to take action. And that's all I got for today. Come Saturday, we're going to do a breakdown of the problems with the medical marijuana amendment as it's being implemented and what potential fixes are or the obstacles to fixing it. We're also going to address the coming legalization challenge that I think we're going to be seeing. And we're going to go more in depth as to why that should be handled through the legislature as opposed to by a ballot measure. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hit like, subscribe, and I will be talking to you soon.